Everyone, this is B-Bell Dan, and welcome back to Minecraft. We're still continuing to work on this Klingon Braille bird of prey. It's did quite a bit of work. However, it's in some areas it's still a little bit slow going. I've been focusing mostly on the wings. This does tend to be a very tedious process to try to add in all of these little details. I mean, well, not detail, add in detail. Well, yeah, details. We'll get to that in a minute. But just to build out this wing, it just takes so long. But slowly but surely, I've been kind of hacking at it. I'm right now trying to work on. Oh, darn it! On this small little area here because I've noticed that with the Klingon bird of prey, there's like a little. This actually kind of goes into a diagonal motion here at the end. So I'm trying to get that to look as close. We're getting closer. Maybe if I go out one more. Hopefully this was is not going to make the wing look longer than it should be. I don't think it is. I might need to put in. Let's see. We'll do well that and oops. Now I got to extend this out. Wanted ever so subtle because it kind of goes into a slight angle there, and then we have the other portion. We have the portion that holds on the cannons on the side. So, and that's going to be under a different type of block that I have here. But yeah, going into the details of the wing, as we can see, I'm trying to work on adding in now that feathering detail. For the most part, it seems to be successful, but I'm not too positive, or nor am I too crazy about the color schemes that I'm having. So that's going to take a little bit of work. I may take out some of this darker color here that I have and replace it with maybe something a little bit lighter or darker. I'll probably just try to keep it to where it's just this this color here, and maybe that color there, just those three colors rather than that color or oh, that's gray wool. But yeah, those three seem to complement each other a little bit better than that block right there. I mean, that block will work in some details. Like I think it really worked. The color really works right here on this little detail here, and that little detail. But on this wing, I probably don't really. I think those three colors work a little bit better than that darker color. So we'll take a look at that inside a minute. But let me get done with this. I've worked on this portion and did a little bit on the underside. I've left it mostly blank because I'll be coming in with, oh, excuse me, sorry, with different shades of red to try to get the wing pattern underneath it. And I'll also need to start working on a couple of little details of the wing. Right back here, there's like a little plate that it looks like it's kind of like a resting plate. So when the ship is with in wings down, they kind of rest on that. I don't know why you would need it, but that is in the model. And I need to. There's a couple little details. I can't think of what they're for, but there's like a little area here that I need to model in. As you can see, I've also started working on the lights. Not quite as bright as I want. If I go into let's see, set the time to sometime during the night. I think, whoops, set time 12,000. Oh, excuse me. Let's see, time set 12,000. Where did the sun go? Okay, let's try that again. Time set 20,000. There we go. Yeah, it's not quite as bright as I was hoping that it would be. It seems like these here really kind of overshadows that. So I'm going to be visiting that again also just to see. There we go. And I have to apologize if I'm sniffling. I said I'm getting over a sore throat, possibly maybe a little bit of a cold. But yeah, it's kind of been bothering me. So tell you what, let's go ahead and remove that. There we go. I think that should give us where we need to go. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's take a look at this real quick. Let's see what would happen if I replace all of these with this color here. Now, this is kind of the hardest part, in my own opinion, of this build. I mean, laying this all out and filling it in is just more tedious work than anything. But trying to start working on some of these little finer details, and doing it in such a way to where it looks good, that's what takes a lot of work. Because yeah, you want to make it, you want it to look good. Maybe. Let's see. Uh, huh. And what if I replace? Well, hmm. Tell you what, I'll try tackling that off of screen. But I still have in the ship. There's like three little overlap layers of the wings, or of the feather design that they have on top of the wings. So there's one, there's two, and there's three. Those dark squares right along there, that's just to kind of help me lay out the grid pattern of where the wings are supposed to be. So I got one more. Let's try this real quick. Let's say if there's another wing pattern here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But let's go ahead and just do it anyways while we're touching it. So let's add a small little pattern here. Oops. Fingers are still a little bit on the messed up side. Went to see the uh, doctor earlier this week because I started getting, and I'm not going to try to gross y'all out, but started getting some separation along the scar lines of where the stitches were at. I had the stitches finally removed, uh, and he said it was no cause of alarm. I don't really need to worry about it, but still, it kind of just freaks me out just a little bit. I mean, I did the same thing I did with my finger. I did with my thumb a while back ago, and I don't remember it scarring up like it is right now. But let's try this. But but he says everything's. Oops, actually, let's try. Everything's doing well, so we'll see what happens. I'm getting a little bit more dexterity back in my fingers, but I still tend to kind of fumble around the keyboard quite a bit, which kind of makes my other job, or my job. This isn't really a job for me, but makes my job a lot harder at work. I mean, with that, I work a lot around computers, and so I'm always fiddling around and computers and messing up stuff. So yeah, actually, that looks. I think that would look a little bit better. I might actually try swapping. From a distance, that actually looks pretty good. I'm going to continue with that a little bit off screen and come back and try to do that. But let's see if we can finish this portion here. See, this is supposed to be too wide. There we go. And now it looks like that the area that comes out is just a little bit thinner. One wide. This is the one that holds the cannons, the cannons that are mounted onto the side. Looks like that's only about one panel thick, so we're going to go ahead and go with that. Now it's supposed to be in the middle. Oops. Okay. Whoop, no, I don't need that. Why did I do that? The middle of these two, but we can't do that in here. So since this probably primarily would be seen from the top, I'm going to go ahead and come off of it with one. And we're going to do this in a different color. Now the color from the reference photos that I'm seeing, oops, actually, darn it, seem to be more to where it's more of a reddish hue, but this is pretty close. So we're going to come off of this. And it also looks like, now this is where Um, a lot of the reference photos I've seen, I don't know how many of it's actually from the actual show, but it looks like it's actually coming up a little bit. Just this little portion, because it's two portions. You got a portion here that kind of squares this off, and then there's another portion. Now I know this portion that I'm about ready to design right now does come into an angle. I mean, when the wings are pointing downward in down forward position, they would be completely, these pylon pieces that hang off will be coming straight down like that. But with the wings in this horizontal position, they're going to be in kind of a slight angle, but not quite a 45, it looks like. So it'd be almost something like, well, we're going to go ahead and model it into a 45. So it looks something like that. Yeah, I think we'll probably go a couple more down. And right about there is where the cannons are going to be. So, and back here, it comes down. Let's do this. Oh, oh, actually, yeah, let's keep that there. I kind of like that. All right. Whoops, sorry. Fat fingers again. Okay. We bring this all the way across here. Whoops, no. And it looks like it goes. But I was saying with reference photos, and I'm having the same problem with the Akira that I'm building in Blender, the Akira class, is it's very difficult to determine, to try to find out when you're looking at these reference photos, how many of these references are actual references from the, from the actual show or from the model from the actual movies or show, and how many of them are fan made, either model kits or what have you. And every one of them seems to be just a little bit different. So I really don't know what to make out. So with that being said, and including the limitations that is even within this program, Minecraft, I'm going to be going mostly just trying to. I'm going to try to make it as accurate as possible to a certain degree. But there's going to have to be moments of where there's going to be some interpretation that has to be open to either modify the ship based on limitations of this program or this game, so to say. Let's call it what it is, or just due to multiple different takes on the references and everything. I could go back to the actual movie and try to pull out a bunch of stills, but who needs to do that when you actually got the internet? So let's kind of take a step back and take a look, and that's starting to look like something. I kind of feel, I'm getting this feeling now that the wing probably needs to come out even more. I could have sworn I modeled that out, measured that out properly for a 110-meter long ship, but it just, to me, it just feels like it just needs to be a little bit longer. I could be overthinking it just a bit too much, but we'll see. Now it does look like there's a couple little details that should be on this, and I could just go ahead and do that by doing stuff like, let me go ahead and let's remove some of this stuff here. And let's take this orange wool. Oops, decoration. All right, fence. I could, like piping and stuff, I could use these fences like that. Oops, there we go. To kind of give it a little bit of a look, and these iron bars will probably, kind of. I'll see what I could probably do. I mean, there's several little methods that I've seen people do. I mean, one thing I've seen that was actually kind of cool. Let me see if I can do this. Um, Let me see. Thought I remember seeing somebody. Oh, it wasn't these. It was sign. Okay, let me try something real quick. All in the name of experimentation. Let's see. Well, we might not need this again. So, where's a signpost? There we go. This is just mostly for. Oop, no, I didn't want me to throw it. Just for experimentation. If I put that there, then I put that. What? You can't do it? I thought you could do this. Huh. I remember seeing somebody do this before. They laid another. Oh, there we go. Yeah, do something like that to put in little light. Ooh, you know what? I could actually do that. That would be a good idea to put in little line details. Only if that was just a little bit darker. I think that would look good, but to put in line details, I think that would work. But it would only work on these, double. I mean, on this area, I don't know if it's going to work very well, but in the wing, I think that would work out very well. I'm going to have to toy around with that. Um, I knew there was a way to do it. So, well, there we go. That right there might probably help me get a lot more detail into this ship so it doesn't look so bland. I mean, like, the hull details, such as like right here, instead of it going into the green, I could just, let's see, do that. Let's go ahead and do I still have that green? Yes, I do. Let's see. If we stand in a 45-degree angle like that and done, and then like that, let's go ahead and put that in. Do that again. Done. Let's see. Oops. There we go. And keep doing this. They're not really connected, but I don't think they have to be. Let's take a look. Let's do one more. Okay, hold up. All right. Hmm. That might be something there. Wonder, could I do the same for... All right, experimenting. Let's just check this out because I think this is also... So if we do that, nope, nope, that doesn't work. It has to be, well, let me check one more thing. Because I think this here is 1.5 blocks. Yes, it is. So what if we did that? Nope. It's only with the signs. So if I go that, and that, and that. There we go. And that can give me some extra little details to put in, just ever so subtle. It's too bad it's just not a little bit darker, but that's something to look into. Yeah, it gives it ever so subtle little look to it. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I think I'll probably try doing that around the whole wing, and if I don't like it, I can always just change it out. So with that being said, I think we're getting towards the end of the episode. I think I might be running a little bit long enough. Um, Whoops, nope. So we'll just work on this portion just real quick. Yeah, I don't know what this is for. I mean, whether if the wings like have a certain structural point to where it just no longer. Actually, I think it kind of comes into almost a point, really. Oh well, I can always add that in later. I don't know if it gets to a certain point to where it's just no longer structurally sound, so it needs this little detail underneath it just to help support it. But I don't know if anybody out there probably knows what you know if that's so much the case, but it's on the ship and it actually looks kind of interesting when the wings are in a different position because it kind of, from a certain angle, looks like it might be tail wings. I mean, just, yeah, let's kind of stand back here and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Just kind of looks like a bit of a tail wing almost. Uh, but, yeah. All right. We're going to go ahead and call it quits right here today. Said, let me know what y'all probably think. I mean, but yeah, I think it's still looking good. I might just want to try to get rid of that green color, or maybe just not use it as that dark green as much. And I'm going to start also trying to do some different coloring schemes around the regular rest of the part of the ship, just to kind of break up this little, one single deal of green. I and I'm also going to go ahead and start working on the blasters. That way I can go ahead and try to get this wing finished up, and then I can take it into MC Edit and model it, and or copy it and put it on the other side. After that, we should be, for the most part, done with the outside of the ship, and then we can start working on the inside of the ship. And I've had a few people tell me that I really need to look at trying to see if there is a way, maybe through mods or even through command blocks, if I can make the wings move up and down. I will probably either tackle that on a different date, or if anybody knows of any kind of mods that can do that, or any kind of, or if you know of a way to do that with command blocks, let me know. Well, so thanks again for watching. This is B Bell Dan. This is the Burrell class in Minecraft, and I will see you in the next episode.